We did last week, but the first time we didn't do it.
Yeah. I had to like switch batteries in between, and then it was like messing with me, like, cause this was like,
Well, I hear you.
we were not
That's
sure.
like this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. DJ Rodgers. Yeah. It's the crypto takeover. Jimmy Okay. Yeah. DJ fuck, yeah. It's the takeover. I've been in it. I've been in it. I've been in it. I've been infected with restless whispers and cheats that manifested in words and the lie that you speak. I've been infected with restless whispers and cheats that manifested in words and the lie that you speak. I've been infected with restless whispers and cheats that manifested in words and the lie that you speak. I've been infected with restless whispers and cheats that manifested in words and the lie that you speak. Because I played the fool for you. Because I played the fool for you. Because I played the fool for you. Yeah. Because I played. Can you cut my lows down a little bit on this? Just the low frequency. Check. Yeah, that's better. Welcome out. Yeah. Crypto takeover. Yeah. Takeover. Yeah. Welcome out. Yeah.
Yes. Crypto Takeover, welcome out. We got Jumping Planets in the house tonight. That's myself, Buck Rodgers, and my man fresh off the plane, Z. Gonna do things a little differently today, but we're just getting things warmed up, so welcome out.
what up? We here, what up? JP, what up? Big Pump, what up?
Yeah, yeah.
Welcome out, welcome out, welcome out.
Welcome out. Welcome out. Yeah, yeah. Why you wanna go into that love box?
JP, We're getting started a bit, just warming it up. What's up, DJ Buck Rodgers?
What it do? What it do? I see you, Babylon Brook. What up?
Push it on, come on.
Pushing on, pushing on, till my stone cold grave. I'll be pushing on, pushing on, pushing on, till my stone cold grave. I'll be pushing on, pushing on, pushing on, pushing on.
Welcome out, come on, yeah, yeah.
I won't never sell my soul. And I can take it. And I really wanna know. Where you at, where you
DJ Buck Rodgers coming in hot. What's up, man? Where the cash at? 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 Yeah. We're getting started here shortly, y'all. What's up? 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 It's the best pre-party ever, man. Check, check.
Totally forgot I sent this to my Twitch too. That's why I'm seeing my Twitcher names on here. What's up? It's been a long minute, I know. Hopefully the sound is... I'm also streaming from the same laptop while running Machine and Serato, so we'll see how this works.
Grey Goose and a whole lot of hydro.
Should I go louder? Is that good? Yeah. Has a mix on the stream. Does it sound better? Yeah. We back. Yeah. Yeah. We don't need no water hydration. We just here for them higher vibrations. Me and Buck right now, no salutation. We get locked in this zone. Do this straight from my dome. ATX be the home. Check sound check 1, check 2. Let them know. Yeah. JP go crazy, baby. Know what's up? Yeah, we doing it lately. Get set. Let go. My vibe is standing. Know what's up? We handle. Still we dismantle it up. DJ Terry Hunter in the place. Buck Rodgers in the place. Balls in the place. Got crypto in this place. Like currency, we currently disturbing me in my scene. Roll up with the team. What up, Terry? We're coming live from Austin, Texas, y'all. Undisclosed location. DJ Buck Rodgers. My name is Illy JP. Crypto Takeover. It's getting started soon. Yeah. Stream, y'all can tell me if the volume sounds good to y'all. Let us know. Yeah. Do it sound right. Do it sound nice. Do it sound right. Do it sound right. Do it sound nice. Do it sound right. Do it sound good. Do it sound nice. Do it sound right. Yeah. Come on. Yeah, come on. Yeah. JP. That's me. Bucky. My man P. Put your hands in the air. We wave them like we just don't care. And I got a fresh disease and a fresh new vibe. When I'm in the place, I open my eyes like, better check the mind. JP in the zone, yeah, we inside. And we always move forward, we ain't never behind. If somebody got a problem, then they better recline to me. We just breathe, move, on the whole new continent. This way too hot, crypto, take it back to prominence. This is my zone, yeah, and you know we keep it confident. We might get low. Get up. Get up. Get up. We up. We up. Put that vape in my hand, little man. Z in the zone, yes, I be on command. When I heard the mic, yo, it's not with a man, it's me and my man on my left and my right. Damn, we gon' go off sequence. Better understand the way that we rock and deal. We really solve problems. We don't need no reason. When we back up in the building, yo, it's hunting season. Wait a little bit, get in there when I rock. Took a minute, we taking it to the top. All my homies to see it, they got to watch. Put us in that zone, lock and loaded, drop and quoted. Know we the best right now. We do the most. It's everybody goes when they step to this. They don't even know, but it's effortless. See, we got that crypto locked. We got this game on pop. Going TA, do it when we stop. If you don't know, love, homie, watch. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. And I might hit the way. Blow it right in your face. This ain't no ordinary ride that y'all can ride to. I feel like booty, man, I'm about to drive through. What up, Kenny? On the flow, got plenty of this, plenty of that. Off the phone back, had a nice rap. Do it like that in the studio. Call your wife back, turn the lights out, turn the lights on. Yeah, we might go do it quite strong.
Yeah, Buck Rodgers, jumping planets. He slow down, I slow down. We're from Texas. You know we like it slow, no, we just cooking. Who's that boy? He might bring the rookie. Cook us up on names for the booking. We don't stop, we know you see you looking. We might just go slow, put it like Mo, kick like dojos. You know they don't go, no logo, in the low. And I ain't never wear polo, I'm just chillin'. Always been the villain, I'm killing, I'm like too sick on the mic. Yeah, we getting it right.
Got that crypto live. We got this game on pop. Every team ain't do it, but we can stop. If you don't know, love, homie, watch. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Buck Rodgers, you crazy? Yeah. You gonna make me rap like Tommy and Kweli tonight? Shout out Kweli. Yeah. Give me that crypto, Mr. Man. Put it in my hand. Give me all the coin where I land. You could never stand. I don't need a band. Got my man and my fans, and I'm running through the clan. Understand? Rubber bands. Stretch them out. Damn. Go reland. What you saying? Anytime I do it, yo, they never comprehend. So I got to bend the microphone and show them who it be. Mr. Z-E-A-L. Wait, pause, and drop the E. And it's P-U-C-K. All day, that's Mr. Buck Rodgers. We be moving around L.A., but we ain't fan of Dodgers, nah. We come out of Texas. The flow is never dyslexic. We take it, eat it for breakfast. I'm moving right out the exit. This is not your average shit. We go hard, ultimate. Might get my brother like I'm in the clip. Shout out to Pusha P. Yeah, we really pushing it. Come on. And I know it's alright. If it's alright, yeah. And you know it's alright, cause we alright. And I know it's alright. Yeah. Do it when we can stop. If you don't know, love, homie, watch. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. This might be the best pre-show ever. We in the studio. We in.
One, two,
Uh-huh.
1, 2,
Yeah. Come on.
Now let's get it all in perspective. For all y'all enjoyment, a song y'all can step with. Y'all appointed me to bring rap justice, but I ain't 5-0, y'all know it's Nas, yo. Grey Goose and a whole lot of, then a whole lot of, then a whole lot of hydro. Then a whole Grey Goose, Grey Goose and a whole lot of hydro. Only describe us as soldier survivors. 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 Now let's get it all in perspective. For all y'all enjoyment, a song y'all can step with. Y'all appointed me to bring rap justice, but I ain't 5-0, y'all know it's Nas, yo. Grey Goose and a whole lot of hydro. Only describe us as soldier survivors. Stay laced in the best, well dressed with finesse in the white tee, looking for wifey. Thug girl who fly and talk so nicely. Put her in the coupe so she can feel the nice breeze. We can drive through the city, no doubt, but don't say my car's topless. Say the titties is out. Newness. Newness, here's the anthem. Put your hand up that you shoot with. Count your loot with. Newness, here's the anthem. Put your hand up that you shoot with. Newness, here's the anthem. Put your hand up that you shoot with.
Yeah. Welcome out. On your couch,
I see you, Just Blaze. What up?
in your chair.
Text
Well-
me. I got you.
Whole squad in the building like. And you know we keep building like. Whole squad in the building like. And you know we keep building like.
Only y'all niggas gonna be fucking with me. I got 2 bad bitches gonna be rubbing my feet. I got 3 young niggas down the bus at their heat. And all y'all ain't got nothing. Ooh, no.
We got this game on top. So we see ain't do it when we stop. No, we don't hold up. Yeah. What I got is a pocket full of swag and a mind full of freestyle flows. I don't brag, but this is the type of stuff that most these rappers never had. But I be doing it the most. I take it hard and then I jab on left with the uppercut. Never been a runner up. We really about to run it up. I told them how they summed it up. We got that crypto about to go like nymphos. And when I'm up on that microphone, I give that thing a tickle. Mr. Sonic never on chronic. I be bubonic like the plague. Go for days. I telling them what we say. Y'all know what's up. We misbehave. Me and Buck be killing that mic until they bury us in graves. 6 feet under the soil. My homies be cooking it up, but the water never boils. See, we too fly and y'all cannot deny. JD up in the building, yeah, we got him in they eye. Count my boy in, don't count my boy out. We up in big zones, we right out the mouth, we right off the dome. These haters bring down, but we get in the building and we make them all shout. So let me go rip it up. Told my homie Buck, never in a truck, only in the 2-seater. I'm moving like a heater, but I still keep it nice like your brand new golden retriever. We run it big. I do it, that's why I live. I'm with my homie, he know me. We about to get it, we live it, and we been back for a minute. That's how we get it. Let's kick it, let's go. Don't make me make my Anderson .Paak voice. Let's go. Yeah.
Only y'all niggas gonna be fucking with me. I got 2 bad bitches gonna be rubbing my feet. I got 3 young niggas down the bus at their heat. And all y'all ain't got nothing. Ooh, no.
Come on.
block. Run that shit up to the top. Yeah, we run the block. Crypto takeover, got it locked. Had to step.
Let's welcome out to the crypto takeover. We're gonna have Bloodboy kick things off right here.
Hey Manny, you're on mute. This is one of those Zoom moments right now where I see Manny's little red arms moving, but he's not saying much. Go ahead, Manny, you're up. Or not. Alrighty, guys. Well, I'd like to welcome everybody to the crypto takeover. My name is Paul Smith, aka BoughtTheBlock, and today what we're going to be doing is talking about the debate and essentially everything that's going on. Essentially everything that's going to be on with the debate and what happened, and just get different thoughts, not so much about the political views, but more so about what was said and what's going to happen. Kind of more about regarding the economy and also what's going to be happening within crypto, specifically within real estate. There are going to be implications for global economy. Stoked to have Trading by Storm on our panel as well. He's always our chief analyst, who's going to be able to talk about all the different things, specifically about not only the debate, but about the election and what that's going to mean for us. Man, he's just now, Bloodboy is actually realizing right now. He's like, man, I just had this dope ass manifesto, and he was on mute the whole time. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring everybody up real quick, so that way we're gonna go all four of us on screen right now. Shout out to Storm.
Need some feedback.
Hello, guys.
Man, are you there?
Yeah.
Well, you know what I love right now is Manny gave me so much shit the last couple of weeks about technical difficulties, and here he is. Here he is right now. Yeah, not even, it's a fucking cartoon, and he can't even get it right. Storm.
Yeah,
good,
we
man?
can. I'll kick it off. I'll go ahead. Blood, just speak up if you can get your mic to work. But I can kick us off with that market update before we get into the political debate. If you want to share that screen up.
Yeah, absolutely. And also real quick, before we jump into that, man, I'd love to give a shout out to the homies, Buck Rodgers and Zeely, aka Jumping Planets. These dudes are amazing. I mean,
So
if
good.
that's not the most fire intro for a Twitter stream, yet I can't wait to see. Yeah, man, that's gonna be dope. Looking forward to that on the playback. But man, you want me? I'll go ahead and pull up the pull up the full screen real quick, and we can kind of talk about everything.
Yeah, that works. We can kind of go off of that.
Perfect. Let me go ahead and pull that up real quick. We're actually, I'm not only yeah, I got you. Always a good time, my friends. Always a good time. All right. Here you go. Boom, boom. I'll pull myself off.
It's about the smoothest transition we've had so far. Okay, so I'm not sure if Blood got his sound fixed or not, but I still can't hear him. But yeah, so I'll just give a quick market update. Obviously, I'll try to keep it under a couple minutes if I can. Actually, I think it was a pretty good week overall. Obviously, last week on the stream, we were sitting about right here before we got that big drop. This is the same channel I've had on my trading view for over 2 months now. And like I said, we've gotten so many winning trades off of this channel. And so when we were chilling up here, I said, last week, I said it's a good possibility we do drop to the downside and test the bottom of the channel. And lo and behold, that's exactly what we did, right? And so, I've obviously been very vocal about the long that I've taken from that last low, which I've kind of called as hopefully the bottom of this massive correction the last 3 months. And so I didn't take a new trade. I compounded my trade right here. So you have that bottom of the channel, you have the daily level, and you have a 618 Fibonacci confluence right here. So I thought it was really likely that we do test the channel bottom like we did. From a macro perspective, obviously not much has changed. We're still channeling within this range. We tapped that bottom of the channel. And so every time we hit the top or bottom of the channel and we get that nice little swing failure pattern and close back in the channel, it's a bread and butter trade for me. So in terms of last week's price action, I think it's overall pretty bullish. We got that test and the channel didn't break. It held. Overall good order flow. And then the other thing I was going to mention too real quick that I didn't talk about last week is the MFI indicator. And that's basically the money flow index, which is another big confluence for this bounce that we had. It's pretty accurately predicted the last 2 bottom bounces on the channel. And essentially what the money flow index is it basically monitors the flow of money in and out of an asset. So obviously in this case, it's Bitcoin, right? And so from a very simple layman's term explanation, you're just, technically a asset is considered oversold when it hits the bottom of this channel and overbought when it hits the top. So, hitting this bottom of this channel on the MFI index was just another confluence for that long trade. I just wanted to show that to you guys. I tweeted that, but didn't obviously talk about it last week since we didn't get that retest. But from a macro perspective, from a technical standpoint, purely Bitcoin seems to be holding this channel. And so theoretically, we bounce from the bottom of the channel. You're expecting it to at least hit this midpoint and more than likely at least test the top of the channel. And as we've talked about, many times on this show, we have this massive amount, billions of dollars of liquidations to the upside if we can breach the top of this channel again and get above one of these highs. So from a macro standpoint, again, not much has changed on Bitcoin, but it was very good to see kind of the bottom of that channel respected yet again from last week. So I guess that's the brief update. Didn't want to spend too much time on this, obviously, just because, we've got a lot more to talk about in terms of the debate and politics and whatnot and how that affects crypto. So, I don't know if you want to go back to the normal set of panels, but let's talk politics now.
We got a couple questions over here, by the way, Storm. And I'll ask them kind of as we're looking at the full screen here. So you got basically, what'd you call it? Was the MSI, where it's the money that's basically flowing in? Is that right?
Yeah. So it's the MFI, indicator.
Sorry.
Yep. And so what that stands for is the money flow indicator, money flow index. And it's basically tracking in terms of volume, money flowing in and out of an asset. So as tons of money flows out of an asset, aka retail's selling and dropping their asset, that's basically what this indicator is tracking on a very basic level. So there's these very general lines, these channel lines where you expect bounces. So if the MFI indicator gets around the bottom of this channel, you would consider that asset to be oversold, right? And so you would expect a bounce or a trend reversal. And then on the flip side, it'd be the same thing for the top. If price gets up here, it's considered overbought, and you'd consider a potential trend reversal to the downside.
And so then, kind of with that, like, okay, so we're at the bottom of this. And so the expectation is that that's going to bounce up. In your mind, is this something where it bounces up around, like, say, once it starts to hit 62.5 and it starts to hit kind of that top area there? Is that something where you're like, all right, if it breaches, if it pushes well above that and then say it hits 65, and at that point there, are you watching to see if it busts into like 70 range? Are you thinking, oh shit, this could be it? or is that when you're starting to watch, kind of the fear and greed indicator also starting to shift a little bit and whatnot?
Yeah. So whenever I'm trading, right, as a technical trader, confluence is the most important thing, right? So there's not a single indicator or single trading tool or measurement that I would take a trade based on, right? You're creating this trading thesis based off multiple factors. In my case, it's mainly technical factors. So obviously, we did get the bounce when price hit the bottom of the MFI indicator. That's one confluence that says, hey, we might be oversold, right? But at the same time, as price is breaching the bottom of this MFI indicator, you're also getting an untapped daily open that's being tapped. It's hitting the bottom of a channel. And it's also, I know I mentioned the 618 earlier, but it's hitting the bottom of a 618 channel, right? Or 618 Fibonacci. So to me, that's a lot of confluence. That's multiple things all adding up together to tell me the direction of that price will go. And so, a good example actually right here, right? So we saw the MFI indicator print a top signal, right? Right here, the MFI indicator breached the top of the channel, which would be telling us, hey, this asset is overbought, right? So you'd be looking for a trend reversal, but it wasn't weeks or even a month plus later where we did that top was actually in. So this indicator is something I use in confluence. Once we kind of get up into these like higher levels above the 80 level on the MFI indicator, then yeah, my bias is starting to shift to, hey, are we going to see a reversal to the downside and whatnot? But I do want to see confluence, right? What is the fear and greed index, right? Where are the liquidations sitting, etc. So the MFI indicator is just one tool that I use in confluence, but it is a very accurate tool. In my opinion, like I said, it's very accurately predicted both of these bounces in this channel from the last couple months, right? So as you can see, right, the last time that we've hit the bottom of this channel was that last low where I took the long on August 5th, over a month ago. So,
And is that red line right there? Is that you? Is that you making all that money right there on that long the basically that candle that dropped right down there? Is that was like Storm buying a bunch at 50 basically? And is
so yeah, so this is something I posted in real time when I took this trade.
Oh shit, I was kidding. You're serious?
No, yeah, this is a trade that I've been in and I compounded. So like I said, when price hit here a couple days ago, I didn't create a new long position because I'd already been in a long position for over a month. I added more to my position. But this is a position I've already taken some profit on, right? This was my plan that I've had set in all the way back here on August 5th. And my first take profit level was this midpoint and 60K psychological. Obviously, I took some risk off and we did get a bounce down, right? And now with the confluences we have at this level, I'm adding more risk. So yeah, but this is a trade that I've put on for very long. I've been very vocal that I think this liquidation event could very well be the very low of this correction from a macro standpoint on Bitcoin.
So, you mentioned compound. What does that mean exactly?
Yeah,
I know you're back, buddy, but I just had a question on that because I'm thinking like compound interest. I'm thinking about compound, you know what I mean? Like to a lot of people out there, because I'm literally getting texts on the side right now, like this is so dope, but I have no clue what the fuck it means. So like I'm right there with everybody.
So compounding a position is basically adding more while you're still in a position, right? So like I said, if this long that I had taken, right, I'm still in position. So in my trading account, this position was still 70% open, right? Up until this point. As it drops down and we hit a high level of confluence, I'm compounding that trade by adding more. So let's say this trade right here, initially I'd entered in with 2 Bitcoin, right? I bought 2 Bitcoin for this trade on this swing long. A compounding trade would be basically me keeping my 2 Bitcoin, or at least part of it, open and then adding more. So maybe I add another Bitcoin on this drop. So I compounded that trade and added more is basically what compounding means. So.
And that was like one of the lowest key flexes I've heard tonight, by the way.
What'd you say?
I said that was one of the lowest key flexes I've heard tonight. He's like, yeah, I started with 2 Bitcoin and then I added another Bitcoin to it. And
yeah,
while
totally.
Everybody over here is like, I'm just trading with Solana. So, it's
yeah, I mean, obviously I leverage trade too. So if I'm putting in a Bitcoin or 2 Bitcoin, that's not me putting 60K or 120K of my own capital. I'm leveraging that. But, and I also, those are made up numbers too, by the way.
copy.
You guys know, but yeah, I mean, there's people who are going in with, much more than that, but risk is individual, right? It's for each person has their own risk tolerances, and we'll have to do a whole stream on that at some point about risk, because that's a super important part about trading, managing risk. That's really what I am, right? A trader is a risk manager at its core. So, by the way, here we got Bloodboy finally back.
Hey guys, can everybody hear me?
There he is. Welcome
Hey,
back.
hey.
My guy.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened. I basically did the same thing twice. I had a really great intro speech. It's a shame no one will ever get
You want
to hear it.
to go ahead and do it again?
Yeah, I should just go. I basically said, "Welcome to the Crypto Takeover show." Threw a shout out to. Okay, now I think it's the producer just messing with me. No, I just want to give a shout out to Jumping Planets, DJ Buck Rodgers, Zilly. Absolutely killed it. Like everything on the show, Zilly, you freestyled it. And like Storm was saying earlier, when it comes to making up numbers, I feel like that could be the perfect segue into talking about tonight's debate. Was it a factual? We'll look at some fact checking. We'll talk about some of the economic policies and how it may affect crypto and the broader economy. And then we'll figure out how much is fact and how much is freestyle. I think that's what we should do for the fact check here. Were they freestyling or is this fact? I know for a fact that your freestyling was off the chain. So happy you're here. Buck, bring your better half more often. No, I'm kidding. You make the show. We're so lucky to have you guys. But yeah, how everybody's doing good. I know that nobody here had any embarrassing mic check moments, so happy to report that did not occur. If you think it occurred, it's probably your imagination. But everybody tuned into the debate tonight, I assume.
Yep. Yeah, there was.
No, I tuned into it. Was also, trying to sound check and get everything ready for the show. So I was, just listening to it in the background. But I guess kind of one question I have is, how are the markets reacting to it? Right. I feel like a lot of times we could probably get who the market thinks is going to win based on what happens, basically, right? And that was speculation, but I was thinking, man, if the markets thought that Kamala won, then my thought is that Bitcoin would probably take a little bit of a hit, because obviously people are a little bit more bullish if Trump gets elected, I think, as far as in the crypto world. But Storm, wanted to get your thoughts on kind of that piece of it. Yeah, I mean, I guess the market dropped a little bit, like I think it was maybe 1% that we dropped during the course of that debate. But it's obviously crypto wasn't really topic of that debate, but there is obviously a general sentiment that clearly, the Trump side is much more bullish on crypto, between not just the Republican side, but also who he has potentially on his cabinet with people like RFK, Elon Musk. And, I think from a general standpoint, the Democrats have really tried to tear down crypto the last decade. And it's, this is like the first election where cryptocurrency is becoming a hot button political topic, right? It's a lobbying issue now, because, so many Americans, majority of Americans own some sort of cryptocurrency. And so I think the Republicans, Trump specifically, made a really like kind of a chess move, in becoming very pro crypto very quickly. And so, yeah, of course, like, the thing about the debate though, is it's like, like I said, they didn't really talk too much about cryptocurrency specifically, but it's more so like, I think going into the debate, there was this expectation that Trump was going to just maul Kamala and it was going to, embarrass her. And so all Kamala had to do was just kind of like at least look like she belonged a little bit and deflect a bunch of answers as she did. And so maybe that's why we saw a little bit of a drop, because we didn't see like Kamala getting wrecked per se. But also watching that debate, it's so tough because clearly ABC is like a very left-leaning organization, and it seemed like more of like a 3-on-1 than a 1-on-1 debate, just with the types of questions they were asking her and the way they were setting her up and kind of going at Trump. And, it just seemed very pre-programmed. But
That could just be my bias, but
in the debate, I felt like they were going after each other's prior policies. They weren't clearly outlining anything specifically different that each of them are going to do. And I felt there was a lot of things that were not really clear and took up time as talking points, but it doesn't really affect us. Like, I don't know, they were talking about Roe versus Wade and blaming each other for it. It's actually just a legal matter. The Supreme Court overturned it because it wasn't legal, put it down to the states. They make their decisions, but they're sort of like pushing each other on things that aren't really their ability to change or their fault. And you speak about the Ukraine war and Russia. Like, is it because someone's in office or not? Who really knows? It felt sort of like a shoving match. And I think maybe the reason why the markets are not moving so much is we've heard Trump. I mean, he's had a presidency. Kamala's been vice president, so she's sort of had a presidency. There's nothing really new coming up for people to say, hey, I'm excited about that next. So I don't feel that really anybody stood out so much or gave us anything very exciting on this debate. I don't know what you guys think.
I totally agree. And that's kind of like, that's the thing. It was vast majority of the debate, they're kind of tearing each other down based on past policies or, personal things rather than talk about their future policies and, how they would change the country with their policies. And neither side really did that. It's just kind of, which I expected. It's kind of the style nowadays in political debates. It's just kind of tear down the other side rather than present your case for what you're going to do or change. And obviously, I think the one, there's two, like there's the cryptocurrency debate topic in politics, which is one sphere, but then you also have kind of the investment side, not just cryptocurrency, but, taxes and investment taxes, which has been a really hot topic, specifically on Kamala's side with her kind of radical approach to these corporate taxes, these long-term investment taxes. And now like the first person ever to propose an unrealized gains taxes on investments. And so, I think she just has a much more radical approach to that. But I'm curious, especially with you, Paul, kind of your views on her tax proposals versus Trump.
Chappelle says something that Chappelle had a bit that kind of makes me think, just as that question kind of gets asked, is on one of the debates that Trump was debating with Clinton, with Hillary. He was basically talking about how basically the rich use kind of like quote unquote loopholes or whatnot. And there's a reason why our tax code is so big and so lengthy, is because it's designed to use it at the end of the day. And Trump was like, I know that this exists. And she's like, how? He goes, because I use it. And to that point, I use it as well. And so, one of the things that I do think I benefited from Trump's last presidency is when he basically capped K1 income at 20%. And so those that don't know, there's different ways that you can earn income in the U.S. There's W-2, which is probably by far the worst way that you can make money in the U.S. because they're taking taxes out immediately. And then there's 1099, and then you can create a S corp or an LLC, and then you get paid. You pay yourself a salary, and then you get a distribution, and then you get basically what's called K1 income, right? And so then you get to write off everything. You get your income, then you get to write everything off, and then you're paying your taxes based on whatever's left over. And then he capped that at 20%, which was phenomenal for me, right? Because you think about it now, somebody, if you're W-2 and you make $1 million a year, you're probably going to pay. If you're in Texas where you don't have state income tax, you're still going to pay probably 40 to 45%. I don't know. I've never paid that much in taxes. Definitely made that much, didn't pay that much. And then on the other side of it, where it's, where for me, it's like if you make that amount of money, you're going to pay significantly less because you're able to take write-offs, you're able to take deductions. And so really the system is gamed for those that create. Right. It's the same thing with real estate. The system is gained for real estate to go up because that's how wealth is created. There's a stat that 80% of millionaires come from real estate. 90% of billionaires come from tech, by the way. And so, if you think about that, And I had I presented a question to you last night, Storm, that I was on, I think I was on Nobu Spaces and was chatting and kind of was going back and forth with Kaz and Guardian about some different stuff, specifically about, in my mind, what is a bigger issue, basically, right? Is capital gains going from 20% to 25% bigger than a unrealized tax on people that have a wealth over 100 million? Well, I started looking into it, and if you look at the amount of people in the U.S. that actually have a net worth over 100 million, it's not that many people. I think it's like 9,000 or some shit like that.
Yeah.
But if you think about how many people are going to be trading either, some sort of real estate or stock that's going to be pushed into long-term capital gains, there's going to be significantly more people that get affected by that. And so to me, I think the bigger thing is shifting cap gains from 20 to 25% versus, 9,000 people getting affected by it. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, the tax code is designed to help you shelter wealth.
Yep.
I think you bring up a great
play the game.
Right.
I completely agree. And I think that an important thing to understand here when we talk about these things is the people who are using K1s and being affected by capital gains. They're the people who own the pizza store around the corner. They're the people who own the dry cleaner. They're the people who clean your cars. There's many regular Americans that are using these tools, not these ultra wealthy people driving around in Bentleys necessarily. It's designed for everybody who's starting a business, and the creation and sustaining of wealth in America is what builds and grows an economy. And if you don't encourage people to go out there and start a business and use these tools and have them available, what you create is more reliance on the system, more reliance on people being employees, and less people being employers. And we want this economy to be growing. We want to be creating opportunity. We want to be growing wealth with like investments like real estate or crypto. And when the tax code starts to punish people, and not billionaires, just regular people for that, that's scary. And it only takes a small percentage for someone to say, hey, I'm going to go open this business, or, I don't think I want to, both from a numerical and financial standpoint, and just the sentiment that comes in the economy when they're saying we're not pro-growth, we're not pro-business, we're pro this quote-unquote middle-class working person. Well, a lot of the middle class has their own businesses, especially in today's day and age with the internet. It could be a Shopify store that you're selling little products on or whatever it is. I think separating out these mega wealthy business people from middle class people is silly, because there's so many middle class people using these tools to help them grow their business, their wealth, and provide opportunities for others as well. That's how I see it.
Yeah, I see it similarly. And here's my larger issue with, pushing taxes up extraordinarily, like kind of, I guess Kamala, like I said, has more radical tax laws, which he wants to. It's actually from 20 to 28%, I believe, on capital gains taxes and then unrealized taxes.
That's even worse.
It's even worse. And so this is the thing.
Even worse.
My problem with, and the funny thing about her, Trump's tax plan cut taxes not just for the wealthy, but also for the lower and middle class. The only tax bracket that wasn't affected, their tax rate stayed the same, was if you're making under 11.5K, which, is very, that's very
You're not
low
paying taxes anyways at that point, because you've basically got you're exempt up to like 27.5, I think, right?
Exactly. And so the bigger issue I have is that a lot of times when you're taxing, especially like the higher class, maybe not the elitists, like the 100 million plus, but I think a lot of her plans target people making $1 million plus, which is where you see the most drastic changes and increases of taxes. Those are small businesses, right? And what people don't understand is when they have this idea, Democrats have this idea where we're just going to tax the shit out of anyone making over $1 million and like the wealthy and the ultra wealthy. Well, those are the people giving jobs to the middle and lower class, right? So like what happens is if you go to a small business that, let's say they're making 1.5 million a year as a small business, right? And you tax them, you double their taxes. Now the unemployment rate is going to go up, right? They're going to start having to cut back on workers and decrease their pay, and the middle and lower class actually suffer from that, right? And it's the same type of thing about increasing like the minimum wage, right? Similar argument. Like I remember there were debates about like doubling or tripling the minimum wage. Well, what's going to happen is these business owners are just going to start hiring less people, right? They're going to start firing people, and they're not going to just pay everybody 3 times more. That's not how the economy works, right? And so I inherently I disagree with, going after anyone that's above the middle class, because that's the backbone. That's the backbone of our society and our economy, right? And so even, you look at the $100+ million unrealized tax gain law that she wants to implement. To me, fundamentally, that's just unconstitutional. Like taxing anybody on unrealized gains is ridiculous. And I think we need to hold that line, because who's to say that won't go down to a $20 million net worth person and then $1 million?
Oh yeah, dude.
Standard,
I agree 100%. Right. Once you start that precedent, where does it go from there?
Exactly.
Right. And you got to think that it's always going to go. I think the other thing on that as well is like, okay, let's say I'm, I've got that 100 million net worth, and you're going to tax me on, on a unrealized gain on my Nvidia stock. And then the next year, I pay, was it 3.8%, whatever that percentage is on that unrealized. And then all of a sudden the stock takes a shit.
Yep.
And now what if now all of a sudden my net worth is significantly less than that? Does that mean necessarily that I'm going to get paid from the government at that point? Like, how does that work? It feels like it feels like something to grab headlines for both sides, when really, to me, going from 20 to 28% is going to be significantly more impact. I think it's something that gets headlines.
Yeah, that's 100%.
However, I'd be surprised. It is the same thing too with them trying to, if they ever try to get rid of the 1031 exchange, or if that is the case, I think you're going to have people that are going to say, look, I'm going to go ahead and go ahead and exit now out of a property or out of a stock. So that way I can pay the 20% versus the 28%. And now all of a sudden I don't have the constraints of a 1031 exchange where I have to identify with so much time or I have to close within so much time. And then I can pick and choose and kind of snipe my deals.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, I truly think the unrealized tax law that she's talked about, it's all smoke and mirrors. I don't think, one, she would never be able to implement that. That would never pass. Like that, there's no way she'd be able to write that into law. I don't think majority of Democrats or Republicans would go along with that. I think it's more of this like agenda they're trying to push of like, we're going after the ultra rich and the ultra wealthy, and we're attacking like those billionaires and people who are just, and trying to help the lower middle class. But, I think first of all, the other thing I have a big issue with in terms of taxes is I feel like giving the government on both parties more and more money it's almost like giving like a junkie drugs. Like, it's like what they do with those taxes, like they can tax us more and more, and they can tax the rich more and more, but those taxes aren't helping us, right? Majority of those taxes are going into funding the military industrial complex and putting us into wars and funding our military, right? It's not like that money is actually even helping us the more that they tax us. And if it is, historically, what the Democrats tend to do is just do handouts, right? They do grants and handouts. And again, I'm a small business owner too. Like, that's the worst thing you can do for a lower class person is just hand them money, right? Like, you need to build people up, increase the jobs, right? And give people jobs and create a more healthy economy rather than tax the wealthy and hand out money to the poor. And so it's just this vicious cycle, but I don't trust the government as a whole with my money anyways. Like, I think, I'm a true American. I love America, and I have no problem paying higher taxes than any other country because I think we live in one of the greatest countries on earth. My problem is what they do with that money, and the high tax rates don't actually typically benefit us. So,
and another important thing with the tax on unrealized gains is Roth IRAs, 401ks. These are all structured tax codes to help people grow their wealth by putting it into a savings, by having large investment funds that help our country. Some of the largest funds are, unions, teachers, retirement accounts, things like that, made up of millions of, small participants in them. And if you take away the advantage of holding your money while it's not being taxed so it can grow, and then say, hey, we're also going to start taxing you on these larger, it's higher up that they're starting, but it can go lower. We're going to tax you and take away that advantage that you have from it. It's definitely a negative. We wanted the focus in this country to be about building wealth. When we talk about crypto, we want the focus to be about people holding, to being in that economy of crypto, to not be selling. And if you start going ahead and taxing unrealized gains on assets, it's not really encouraging people to have a benefit for holding it as long. It's taking a really big benefit and return away from that. And you want to have an economy that's thinking long term, not something that says, oh, if you think long term, we're also going to punish you. That's not a positive way for us to be going. The longer people are keeping money in investments, whether it's crypto, real estate, the better it is for everybody. And we don't want the tax code to change for anybody on that.
I had a conversation with a friend, and we were talking about is kind of a broader conversation about how to curb systemic poverty within the U.S. And no, not a bad stomach. And a lot of that came down to, he said it came down to resources, right? And so I do think one of the things that, the government could do better is help provide resources for those that need it, right? Because ultimately, having grown up with two parents that worked, my dad was a truck driver, my mom was a factory worker, grew up in government housing, my grandparents raised me. And so, looking at kind of how things are now versus then, those, if you don't get the resources to learn, or if you don't get the resources to really, understand how wealth works or understand what business means. So that way there, you can really start to, understand what it is to start a business. I have 60 realtors that work for me, and I would say maybe only 15 of them have LLCs. Right. And at the end of the day, or S corps, right? It's at some point people need to realize that the system is there. So then why not play the game? And so, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, I thought you had finished. My apologies.
No, yeah, I'm just saying basically, I think people need resources, because I don't think that, the school system's really designed to teach people how to get out of the system. It's designed to turn you into a worker, basically, or an employer. It's not designed to take you from a certain point and bring you up.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And when we talk about resources, LLCs, the tax code, capital gains tax, those are resources that can be used to help build wealth, to help create opportunity. So those are also resources. Of course, I think there's a lot more that can be done to provide for other people, and better resources there always can be better resources. We should never say there's not enough, but the tax code is a resource for people to help grow wealth, which is an important thing for people to utilize. It's not a game, it's a resource, and it's designed to help us grow our economy. If we didn't have that, and we just had a one-page tax code, we'd probably have a pretty crappy country.
Yeah, no doubt. And I think to the point of the broader conversation of this is, you have a lot of people that complain about it happens in spaces all the time. People complaining about the quote unquote 1%, or people that are making all this money. And at the end of the day, I'm like, man, you could either complain about it or you can learn about it.
Yeah, I completely agree. When it comes to learning, I think people spend more time focusing on telling people what to learn, and they don't teach people how to learn. And if people learn more about how to learn, they could do a lot more. Speaking about how to learn, let's learn about how to listen. We're going to throw it back to Jumping Planet with DJ Buck and Zealy for a quick 5-minute intermission. And we'll be right back.
Yeah, absolutely. Because all this fun conversation about numbers and taxes, but really at the end of the day, Buck and Zealy are just way more talented than we are. So here we go.
And apparently we follow on today due to prior engagements, but maybe next week.
Kamala, she's coming up. She said she's going to come on.
Oh, alrighty. And
Perfect.
our producer is going to send it over to Jumping.
It always takes them like
Planet.
5 minutes to come in, by the way.
Make sure to mute yourself.
All right, I'm muting myself. Gosh.
Everybody on a little bitch shit. Money make them go, instant. I can turn you on in an instant. Everybody put you on your booby, get them lifted. She wanna get it. Fucking over, better than them.
Yeah, what up, Buck?
Everybody.
Yeah. Buck's hyped up right now. Yeah. I can. Yeah. Buck Rodgers, he about to break it down. Zilly, we about to take it. It's jumping planet, so face it now. Yeah, we got the beats intact. Yeah, we got the verbs and the raps. Yeah, we hold it down and we ain't paying $1 million in tax. Nah, give me that tax cut. Back up, Zilly up on that zone when I do this, baby. It's a wrap up. We about to rock it, yeah. Talk about that crypto. I get it. Instrumentals. My flow is like essential. We off the mental, off the dome with that. They should go ahead and get on the phone with that and make a call quick. They call it an alcoholic. But I do not trip, I just run through the mix. I'm with my homies out in the jungle. Smash the beat and we make it crumble. We never humble, don't stumble on us. We might blow up like a mortar round if you sort it down. Show you how we could hold the crown, mold it how we just break it down. Feel like Porter, homie, but I ain't a wizard. I be chopping up on that microphone. The flow is cold like blizzards. About to kill it, yes I feel it. Tremendous, I come right back when I do that flow. Oh yes I bend it, transmit it. They know we just do this. Buck, how you feeling? Baby, you looking like you proving it. How you moving it? Yeah, baby, you maneuver it. Buck don't want to pay taxes. No, it's okay though.
Never sprung, huh? Jigger. Rockefeller, y'all. Never sprung.
You need a CPA. All I need's a DJ. They can see me rave. I go hard on the beat. Yeah, you see me break. Yo, I'm getting hungry, so I might eat cake. I'm like, I'ma take it and love it like Mary and Antoinette. Anytime they treat, I be heavy, homie. I'm in the rep, and I do it off of the set, off of roulette. Playing it like a game. I don't gamble, homie. A vet, yes, that be a veteran flyer than like a jet engine. And if you got a headache, then baby pull out etc. And need that medicine, put it in your system with that wisdom. It's me and Buck Rodgers is jumping planets, about to get some. And that's a fact. Taking it back, I'm on that rap, and I don't move. I dance like tap. No, I just move to my own dance, to my own groove, and my own beat. And I told you we so dope, and we fold you. I'm like so the what I'm not. I doing the seas. Yes, it's me who is out rocking this beat like overseas. Yeah, it's me and my homie. They never know me, but they do now. We spit it in this rope, and they see what we gon' do now.
How you feeling, boy? How you feeling, boy? JP here to rip it off.
I'm feeling good, in fact, taking it back. We got a 5-minute break, then they say that we back. They talking crypto and trends, and I don't understand. Luckily, I got my homie, he my man. Jumping plan this week could be your number one fan, the number one plan. We crack like thunder coming from the sand to the earth, to the sky, and we fly, yes, we high. Grabbing that microphone, we poison rappers like Strychnine. I'm a strict guy, I get by, don't pick I've been fly. I did this, my left eye like TLC, rap my guys. What's up to my homie, Mr. Bloodboy? He animated, he a cartoon. I'm Scorpion with harpoons. Get over here, do it like fatality. I'm back, I shift reality. Casualties when they mad at me, I keep on doing it, kicking it like I'm Liu Kang. I do things, and I got telekinesis, how I move things. I'm like a boomerang, yellow suit, do my Uma thing. People try to keep up, better do that Puma thing and run fast. We run fast, no gunplay till Sunday. We run okay, and let me just take it back right now today. Like, Buck, how you feeling, Buck? Yeah. Yeah. Make your taxes disappear like yeah. It's like I don't know how he hits those high notes. I keep it low like a baritone, but I barely flow. I'm walking through the snow with a baron. Maybe I juxtapose. Type of rap to make you get flexible, make you touch your toes. Yes, they know how we be killing it, but they got to. So let me just go ahead and formally inform it. Yes, I got it and I'm storming, but they understand we forming like Voltron. We told y'all cause we so gone and we so on it. Right now we gon' blow a hole through the ozone. We so strong, yeah. I'm coming like a solar flare. We don't care what is under there. It's just meet you in a beat like bowlers there. Or maybe by cusp it's trusted. When I crusted, the flow is like diamond painted, but baby, they can't bust this. Ain't no bust now, I trust now. I never rust now until the sundown. I show you how it's fun now. And we gon' get down, Gundam style, yeah, we really with it. I'm like side when I be rocking this place, but you see me did it. Terrific, legit, I did it, logistic. I'm a mystic, scientific. Yes, I get it. Rap the mic and bend it. I just broke through frequencies, transmitted like JP, that me the name, jumping planets all day. What's up? We in your frame, I saw a lot of charts and I saw a lot of rises and falls, but I don't know, I just want all my money tall. Stretch it out, 7'8", 8'9", feeling when I rhyme, might commit a crime, anytime I go, it's like I'm speaking to the blind, but they don't understand it, they can't see the way I rhyme, but I redefine 10 times with thin lines. I've been minds, I in guys, I enter your body just like some enzymes. I'm 10 times better, that means I just 10x. Who's your 10 best? When I flex, bring your men next. We gon' break it down, that's how we do it where I'm from. Austin, Texas, 512, we raise, we run it up. Guarantee they understand the way we do it for fun. It's almost Halloween and Buck Rodgers dressed like the nun. That's right, he's scary, but me, I just flow like fairy, and I ain't snapping with fairies. I'm taking back popping cherries. Okay, you know it gets scary down here, down in the South now. How we roll this and kick it just like a roundhouse. Kung Fu, just like I'm Bruce Lee. Every day, Buck, you watch the movie lately? You don't watch TV or movies. You just chill with your girl at Luby's going, shout out Aaron. Gang, 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 gang. Crypto takeover.
Are the best. Hey, Blood, make sure you're not on mute. By the way.
That would be terrible if I was on mute.
That's got to be one of the dopest interludes Twitter has ever seen.
Absolutely, 100%, unequivocally, you guys are going to win Tax Code Freestyle of the Year at the Grammys. I don't even think I don't even see anybody dropping any competition that's close. We might have moved that into the hip hop category and just take over. Can you imagine everybody just singing CPA as they're like bumping it in? They're bumping it in their car. Everybody's talking about, yo, did you hear the Capital Gains remix of that? You know, I can see that.
That'd be a dope record, though. Actually,
yeah. Maybe we start talking about hey, look, this is what we're going to do.
I mean, you're buying the block, might as well buy the labels too.
Yeah, man, you got the block behind you right now. Shit, yeah. You know what? There ain't nobody out there talking about Capital Gain. I mean, Nipsey did a little bit. You know, he started to talk about it, but you know, R.I.P. But yeah.
And we back.
That was the best bathroom break anybody's gonna get. That was phenomenal, by the way. My stomach did not hurt. I knew what I was signing up for. Bloodboy. By the way, man, you're looking extra red today.
You know, I thought with the colder weather coming soon, I'd get one more tan in, and as usual, I went too hard. You got that unlimited $19.99 a month LA Tan membership. You use it. You know, when you get to Olive Garden, you don't eat pasta. You fill up on the breadsticks. What can I say?
Everybody knows you don't go salad.
This is economics 101. Yeah, don't go to tanning beds. Very, very unhealthy for you. Unless you're animated, then you should be fine. If you happen to be an animated character, half of those warnings don't apply to you. Pretty sure the warnings on the Surgeon's General label and all that type of consumption things don't. Points on my license? No, I'm just kidding. There are no points there. I'm an animated character. I can't leave the studio. But let's switch it over from unrealized capital gains records, just dropping their latest hit.
Man, Storm, I do have a question real quick, and I don't know if this is something that you can pull up or not, but obviously from where we were last week, which felt like just a horrible fucking time in crypto, to now, right now, I'm seeing kind of, it seems like Bobo's coming back, Pepe's coming back, you know what I mean? Andy's up. And so is the expectation then you'll start to see kind of some of the ETH betas kind of, ETH goes up 1 or 2%. Then all of a sudden you're seeing 10%. Shit, I think Bobo went up, 40, 50%, something crazy in the past few days, basically. Is what would be, kind of in your next, what's that next, kind of level of coin, like the Bobo derivatives or the Andy derivatives that then flows into Wolf type thing? What are your what are your thoughts on that as somebody that's hey, I want to put some funds into something, and obviously I see this coin already just jumped up 80%. I don't want to chase a green candle. What's what's that next spot? Also not financial advice, so there's that.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say, I mean, so ETH rebounded I think around 10% from that low 3-4 days ago when Bobo had that 50-60% bounce. And I think Bobo was probably one of the bigger bounces. I think that most of the market was maybe a 20 to 30%. But clearly, like we talked about last week, it's that leverage fractal, right? That we've been talking about. When ETH finally gets a little bit of health to it, you'll see large pushes on these other kind of ETH beta plays. But at the end of the day, right, if you're saying well, is it still a good time? Bobo hit 250 plus million market cap, and most of these coins are still down 65-70% from their last high, right? And the expectation is if ETH breaks its old high from last cycle, these coins don't just break their last high, but they do a 3-4x of that, right? Theoretically. So we're still assuming that ETH and Bitcoin do what we would expect it to do in the long term. These coins are far from even close to being, where they're going to end up. And so if ETH, for instance, for ETH to break its all-time high, let me chart this real quick. It'd be interesting to look at.
Ooh, live charting. I love this.
So percentage wise, ETH would need to 100% move, right? Over 100% move. More than double, right? And so at that rate, if ETH is doubling, right? ETH moves 10% and you see Bobo move 50, right? What would ETH doubling do to an asset like Bobo, right? That would do, a 20 plus X potentially, right? And obviously I'm just throwing numbers out there, but
right.
You can get a good idea, right? With how much we've, ETH goes down 30% and we're down 80% with meme coins. Now ETH goes up 10% and we're all of a sudden bouncing 30 to 50%. That's a pretty clear indicator. Hey, if you believe that ETH and Bitcoin are still only halfway through the cycle and that we're going to break new all-time highs, you better believe that Bobo and these other ETH, Andy, Brett, Pepe, right? They're more than just breaking their all-time highs, right? They're going to all-time highs and then some easily. So yeah, to people who are kind of on the fence, a lot of people probably right now are hey, I just saw my portfolio crash 70%, 80% in a couple months. Well, yeah, but also if we do break all-time highs, and when we see the strength return, you'll see much more than a 70-80% bounce, right? You'll see 5 times that, 10 times that. So I still think it's very, very early. Like I said, we've seen a 10% bounce. Like that's almost nothing from what we've seen to the downside the last 3 months. So theoretically, if we do get that bounce up, we'll see a lot of great opportunities in the meme coin market.
Awesome. I feel like we're kind of in the crypto market right now. It's like we have that kind of Venn diagram of kind of like bullish sentiment and prices being depressed significantly as we kind of just bouncing off of that low that you called out earlier. And to me, like if I was new to crypto, I would much rather be new to crypto this week than new to crypto in March when you came in and Bitcoin touches its, pushes up at that height and you're like, man, I threw in 20 grand, 50 grand, whatever I put in there at whatever it was. And now you're looking back at it versus if you're somehow a normie that just fucking stumbled into crypto and this is your week, congratulations.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Right. And unfortunately, majority of the market, in terms of numbers wise, probably did come in a couple months ago because that's when everything was so euphoric, right? Pepe had made an incredible run up. Bobo had made an incredible run up. And so that's why a lot of retail will get in at that time when stuff's kind of euphoric and doing really well. And then by the time we've crashed now 70% in the meme coin market, now a lot of that retail's gone, right? And they're going to miss this pump up. They're going to come back when we do break those all-time highs again. And so what I can tell you from a lot of experience and seeing a lot of bull and bear markets, you want to get in when things are kind of dead like this, when things are down 70%, but you still have a macro view that we're going to perform well, right? Again, I'll say this a million times. We're not even 2 years into a potential 4 to 5 year cycle. Those are rough numbers, right? But to say that this was the top, not even really breaking the all-time high and only doing a year and a half of a cycle, it would have to be a very crazy, like once in a lifetime type cycle opportunity. It'd be very different than anything we see. I'm not saying it couldn't happen because at the end of the day, if you've been in a market in investment markets for a while, anything can happen, right? But for sure, I would say there's much better odds that we do break all-time highs and we continue this cycle. But regardless of what other people will tell you or what the fear and the greed index is telling you.
It's interesting when.
Sorry, go ahead.
I thought I had raised my hand. Also, no one noticed I'm wearing a new shirt on the show.
That is a new shirt. I love that.
I've got 10 of the same ones. I'm keep it pretty clean.
That's very Zuck of you.
Oh God, I was wanting to be more like a hipster Steve Jobs, but I'll take bro Zuck. It'll be a good medium. I'll take UFC Zuck, but I don't want metaverse Zuck.
Yeah, I was surprised you. I honestly would have thought you would have gone metaverse based on the fact that you're a cartoon.
Even cartoons like to live in the real world. Metaverse failed for the digital world. Even people who literally live in the metaverse. What can I say? We said.
I love the hand movements.
I'm working on more with my physical therapist. Maybe next week I'll be able to get all of my dexterity back.
Hit him with like one of those. Yeah, that's so good. It's too good.
Look, I get it.
I love that. I love that you have 6 fingers.
Do I have 6 fingers? Well, now I can count to 12. So think about that as an advantage. What do you do when you get to 10? Oh man! But back to the topic that we were talking to that I totally forgot what it is. Oh, when they talk about Storm, you were talking about how the people are saying like, what if there's not going to be a bull run? There's a lot of fear in the market, but let's talk about like missing deadlines. I think you can't say things aren't happening if we haven't even reached the same timeline that happened last time. From the date of the halving, which is a pretty good date to use as a anchoring point or a basis point. Shout out to Tax Capital Records, basis point. I thought you guys would like that. We haven't missed any of them. From the time of the halving on the last bull run, it was actually, I don't know the exact numbers, but I remember this because I have a picture of it somewhere. It would have been the 21st of September. The 21st of this month would be when we start moving up. We haven't even hit that point. The peak of Bitcoin dominance would it be in December if we use the same timeline. Bitcoin starts to peak next year. And then we all know after Bitcoin peaks and the dominance falls, that's when alt season happens. So we're not even there. We haven't missed one deadline. It's like calling your Uber driver and it says, I'll be here in 5 minutes. And right after you order, you scream at the guy for being late. And it's like, no, the guy's going to be there in 5 minutes. You can't yell at him yet. So
What?
Same thing here. same thing here.
Oh, yeah, I think, dude, I mean,
you're making me blush.
What?
I think that's I like that you can blink too. Shout out to whoever did your Adobe Premiere. They killed that shit. But I think that's just a matter of perspective, right? And it's to say, one, this too shall pass, and two, Buck's over there. I don't know what he's doing, but it's one of those things where this is normal. And however, if you look at markets, and by the way, this is happening in the Austin real estate market, right? We, when the Fed raised interest rates quicker than it's ever historically raised it, what that did basically is that took the Austin market from a median price of $555,000 to now we're at about $450,000. And a lot of that, it's down 20% from peak to trough. And that's solely because of interest rates, right? So if you think about every point that gets raised in interest rates, basically it reduces a buyer's ability to purchase at 12 to 14%. And so what that's doing is basically taking money out of the economy, and that's normal, right? Pendulums have to swing, right? We go from sellers markets to buyers markets and buyers markets to sellers markets. And that's kind of what we've been experiencing in the crypto market as well, is that although, yes, it is going up on a trajectory, kind of within that trajectory, you're going to have peaks and troughs. It's very similar seasonality when it comes to real estate. Typically in the summer, you'll sell bigger homes because families are moving. Right. And in the wintertime, people typically aren't moving as much. So then the median price will go down. I feel like that's kind of very similar in a lot of ways to what you'll see within Bitcoin. And a lot of that is based on the halving. A lot of that's based on elections. A lot of that's, it's crazy. I don't necessarily know if there's anybody whose, words are more important than somebody that's running the Fed for the U.S. Right.
Yeah,
it's like every word basically that comes out. Aside from my cartoon Fred.
I said
Bloodboy.
us. I'm putting everybody in there. But I don't think it's, I disagree slightly. I don't even think this is a matter of perspective when it comes to these timelines. It's literally the timeline. Like the amount of time it takes every bull run for things to get going. We haven't even missed those deadlines. We're not behind on any of these things. And a very similar structure of an election, of how the rates are going. All of those things are coming and they have not happened yet. If we have, the dates are missed and, January next year, Bitcoin is at 30,000 and we've already had the rate cuts and things are still going down, then yeah, there's some reason to worry. But I feel like we're tracking correctly right now. From a timeline perspective, because last all-time high of the bull run, it took 548 days. It happened in October 10th of 2021 for Bitcoin to hit its last all-time high. That would put us, hypothetically, for our timeline from the halving, would be October 24th of 2025. So we have a whole year, I think, that's going to be coming up as we ramp up in the next few weeks and move through the Q4. We're going to have a whole year of amazing things that are going to happen. And we're not running behind. We're running right on schedule. And it'd be a real shame if someone treated it like it's behind, left all their positions, and ended up being a seller in a buyer's market. Because frankly, I think sellers have had their time. It's going to become a buyer's market very shortly. And you don't want to be a seller in a buyer's market and a buyer in a seller's market. And that's what we're seeing a lot of people have been doing. And that's going to hurt you.
You know, to quote your good friend Warren Buffett, when everybody's running away from you, you should run towards it. And when everybody's running towards it, you should run away from it.
He was dyslexic also, so we took that with a grain of salt, but he has said a lot of good. No, and he also said, when there's blood in the streets, buy the blood, even if it's your own. That's what we always say.
You're not wrong.
It's a good thing to do. You get that, you get the discounts. You're basically taking the more intelligent, larger view of an investor and saying, this is not a market that lasts 1 day or 6 hours. This is a market. Some Solana markets, their entire life cycle is 6 hours. It's sort of like some kind of rare moth that lives for like 4 days after hatching every 10 years. That's a Solana meme coin for you. But the overall market, you want to be playing this as a full cycle and not just looking at the next day or the next 2 days. You want to be building this into the full cycle, your plans, because the returns that you're getting are so big that you're not trading a standard S&P 500 where you put it in and it just goes and it's a long-term thing. Crypto has deep downs and huge upsides, and you want to make sure that you get through the small downsides to take advantage of those giant upsides. And you really have that when you're holding and buying the blood and taking advantage of times like this. That's how you get those really crazy returns. Paul, Storm, I think we should take a look at the comments if we have any questions at all. And obviously,
I actually just got a text message from a friend. He said, man, as somebody that's new to crypto this week, what should I buy? And then, I'm going to kick that obviously over to Storm, but then I'd like to compound on that is to say, Storm, you're a trader, but somebody that's going to be kind of more of an investor, right? I know who asked this question. A lot of times people don't have the ability to just watch the chart and certainly know the things that and the time to do it. So, kind of as you're answering that question, in my mind, maybe kind of putting that spin on it of like somebody that's not a trader, but somebody that just wants to invest. What should they buy right now, in your opinion?
So, not financial advice, of course.
Of course.
But of course, I'm very bullish on meme coins for multiple reasons. I think meme coins are going to encapsulate the greater part of the altcoin bull run this cycle. So yeah, from an investment standpoint, right? Mainly when I talk about investment versus trading mindset, it's mainly investing, you're buying to hold. Trading, you're getting in and out of stuff. It's more based on technical reasons, etc. But as an investor, I would say step one, you want to diversify, right? So again, as bullish I am on meme coins, I would still diversify, put a little bit in Bitcoin, put a little bit in Ethereum, kind of spread your risk out down the line. I think that changes person to person. Like I don't think there's necessarily a set like 20% into high caps like Bitcoin and Ethereum, and then another 20% into higher cap meme coins like Pepe and Brett. And then I don't think there's a set number. But you do want to diversify. And obviously, the more percent of your portfolio you put into meme coins or higher risk asset, it's riskier, right? But on the flip side of that, the more risky you go, the more reward could be waiting for you at the end of the tunnel. But that's person to person, right? But regardless of who it is or what person it is, you should still always diversify. So step one is I would say, don't just put all your eggs into one basket, right? Regardless of how bullish I am or somebody else is or you are on any asset, never put all your money into one asset because you never know, right? So I would say spread out your assets. I would say there's 3 asset classes in my mind. There's high cap cryptocurrencies, right? So you have like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, etc. Those kind of high cap cryptos, XRP even. And then you have kind of mid caps, which to me are like high cap meme coins. So you have Pepe, you have Brett, you have WIF, right? Tokens like that. My favorite is Pepe, of course. I'm a big promoter of Pepe and the Pepe verse. It's a token I've been in for since its creation, and very close to me and know a lot about it. So Pepe is what I would recommend in terms of mid cap. And then you have your lower cap, kind of higher risk assets, right? So you have like Blood, right? Bloodboy is a great asset. Obviously, I've talked a lot about. You have Dodo. You have Bobo's kind of in between that threshold, but now being at like, under 50 mil, that's kind of a lower cap with a lot of potential. And you can find a million, right? There's tons of different communities that will tell you different things. Stonks, right, is a great play too.
Shout out to babies, by the way.
Yep, baby, right? There's so many good ones, right? Like there's too many to list. I've obviously invested majority of my low caps into Pepe and Pepe verse tokens.
Yeah.
So anything that aligns within the Pepe verse, which is the market memes. But yeah, again, I really want to emphasize as a new investor specifically, diversify, because if you don't, it's just you're taking an already risky asset class and making it 10 times riskier if you put everything into one asset. So,
dude, I think that's great advice. Also, side note, I have hit up Matt Fury to ask if I can get an original. He did not respond back, but I definitely shooter's gonna shoot.
Mm-hmm.
I sent him a message that just said, "Click here for your free airdrop," and he too has not responded.
and then I hacked his Twitter account, and all of a sudden, all you see is Bloodboy this, Bloodboy that.
Hey, he posted us again. We're one of the rare memes that he actually posted a second time about a month ago. He put us in another image, which is pretty cool because we had a hard time trying to figure out what our hands look like, and that was really helpful to know a little bit more about our anatomy.
Perfect. I love that. I wonder what he thinks about this. We should see if we can get him on here.
Probably watching. That would be insane if we had him on there.
That would be insane.
I think we probably have to just buy an original.
Yeah, that would be literally the coolest live show ever. Oh, guys, what if we did a live? Yeah, we'll put that in the notes if we have a notes. That would be really cool to have him on. So I have a question for you. When you talk about investors and diversifying, I got two questions, and then we have another question from Spike. Speaking about Fury, that was the original painting that he did back in 1984. We'll go to your question just 1 second. When you say investor, would you say you're more of an investor if you're not trading day to day and you're going over the cycle, or do you qualify that as, oh, I'm going to hold Bitcoin and crypto long term for years and years? And then the second thing, when you say, diversify more, how far should that diversification go? Should it be 100 coins, 5 coins, 2 coins,
Yeah. So first off, investing versus trading, it's a very gray area between those two terms, because you have people who are I wouldn't consider them traders, but they're kind of buying and selling shit coins on Pump Fund all the time, right? That's technically trading. But to me, when I think of trading, I think of more buying and selling assets based on more technical reasons on smaller time frames, right? So traders are kind of what I've been showing right on my screen, where I'm drawing different technical lines and using different indicators and tools, right, to predict the market. Whereas investing, it's more so having a great a thesis on the market, like a macro thesis, and then it's not even about, there's no set time frame, right? But investing is more having a thesis on an asset and holding it, rather than trading is more looking at the lines on a chart and creating technical reasons to buy or sell. Because swing trading is trading, right? So a lot of I swing trade obviously Bitcoin, and there's times where I'm holding a trade for 3-4 months, right? Would I say that's investing? No, because I'm basing my entries and my exits on technical and fundamental reasons, whereas investing is more so just believing in the long-term value of the asset. And I guess that's probably the biggest thing I would say is investors have a bias, right? They think the asset is going to do well in the long term, not because of any technical reasons, but because that asset has value, right? Whereas as a trader, I could care less if Bitcoin does well in the long term, if it accomplishes its goal to replace traditional finance from a trader's mindset, right? I'm more so okay, where are the technical reasons that we're going to see a bounce or a rejection, right? So I'm not attached to the asset as a trader, whereas an investor, you have that attachment to the asset, right? You care about it, you believe in it. That's the big distinction, I think, between the two. In terms of like diversifying your portfolio and how much should you diversify, again, I think that's a very person to person thing. I think you should have your feet in at all three categories. So at least three, right? You should have at least one high cap, at least one mid cap, at least one low cap. But in terms of how much you want to diversify, I think it really depends on the person. I think we talked about last week, though, you don't want to spread yourself too thin, right? You don't want to be, because if you're buying these assets, you're investing, right? You don't want to be invested in 40 different projects because you're not going to be able to, really invest your time and energy into the community and learning about token and like you would, if you have 5 assets. Because if you have 5 to 10 assets, you can really be active in that community and understand that token and be a part of it. Whereas like if you have 150 tokens, like you're not going to be able to track them, right? Like it's just not possible for one person. And if you are, you're mainly just tracking them. You're not really, like I said, you're not looking at it from like an investment standpoint where you're, really getting attached to that token, like creating that relationship. So.
I have a great answer. Spike 1984, great project, has a couple of questions for us and some answers. People have said first, they're saying about how people want to know what's the bottom and what's the top. I'll jump in on this one real quick and I'll move to the next question from him. I don't think you'll ever know what the bottom is, and you'll never know what the top is. But if you can get close to the bottom, like times like this, where we're definitely not at the top and things are moving sideways, great time to buy. When you have the certain amount of X's, or you feel like the cycle is at a certain point and everybody's very excited and saying it's never going to end and it's going to keep going higher, good time to start scaling out and thinking about those things at least. So never try to be perfect, just try to be on the right side of that bell curve, and you can still make incredible gains. And then I'll throw this over to you, Paul and Storm. He said, do you anticipate a local top in December 2024, and then a correction phase into January through summer 2025, and then a final bull leg by October 2025?
Yeah, no, Paul, you take that away.
Oh, thanks, man. I have no fucking clue. That's why we got Storm here, dude. I'm the real estate guy. I'll tell you what. Interest rates are coming down. On the crypto side of things, no clue, man. That's why we have our crypto analysis. Our
Can I jump
crypto
in?
analyst. Yeah, go ahead.
I'll jump in on the timeline of things. By the way, goated comment. I'm glad that's not phrased. Are you a bottom or are you a top? Well, we'll talk about how to invest as a power bottom on next week's show. But you can never find the top of the market, but you can always be a power bottom. The crypto takeover.
What?
Breaking it all down.
Yeah!
Oh man, I love the internet. If we look at the timeline from last bull run and we just do numbers from the halving and we look at the same amount of days as we have from this year's halving, Bitcoin dominance, where the run starts, where the EMA's crossover is on September 21st. That's when that would get started. So maybe that's what you're talking about with a little bit of a bump up. Dominance hits in December 17th of this year. So you're going to see some action from meme coins and Ethereum, but not so much. It's going to be more focused on Bitcoin. Peak one was at 4,425. All-time high of the last bull run was 1024 of 2025. So following very closely to what you're saying. And the Bitcoin dominance low was actually 1126 of 2025. So I feel like we're going to have an incredible next year that we're ramping up to, that people feel like it's just disappearing. It's almost gone. What's almost gone is this period of being able to buy at these prices. That's what you have to realize. This is the time that is almost gone. We're coming into an incredible bull run. I think one that's going to be the greatest of our lifetime, to be honest.
So I do have one question: is that if obviously it seems to be fairly predictable, right? As far as the roadmap, it's almost like the yellow brick road. As we hit that peak, whenever it's supposed to hit, at that point there, are you guys kind of pulling back and going into stables, or are you, kind of lightening your investments at that point? Are you, Storm, what's your typical thought process on that?
Yeah. So, it's first of all, when we start entering all-time highs in the crypto market, it's the most predictive or unpredictable side of trading, right? It's so hard to predict when a market's going to reverse when you're at untouched market levels, right? And so, in both time and price, it's so speculative. So, but I will say, right, I have a general zone in my mind, which we could probably do a whole stream on technical levels of where I think we could see a reversal. And I'm going to ladder out, which is a very important concept that I think investors need to know too. Is when you are holding these investments long term, especially in the cryptocurrency market because of how volatile it is, it's really tough to it's almost impossible to predict like the very top, right? Very, very unlikely. And so if you're holding and like, oh, I'm going to wait till the very top and I'm going to full stack sell and get out of my assets in the stables all at once, I can tell you from experience, it's probably not going to work out that way. You're probably going to be holding back until where you bought in at, right? Or maybe even lower. And so really smart and basic strategy for investment and trading as well. It's called laddering out. So you have this very, wide zone. Let's say it's between 80 to 150K Bitcoin, where you're going to be taking, between 80 to 150K, 10% of your investment portfolio along the way. So at 80K, you take 10%. 90K, you de-risk 10%. 100K, right? So as you're going up, you're de-risking, right?
Yeah.
That I think is very smart because it's so almost impossible to predict a market top. And most of the time when you can tell it's a top is when it's too late, right? And so, yeah, but with that being said, when you are scaling out, when you are getting out of your assets, 100% I'm going into stables, right? I'll leave some in the table for high cap cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, and because I mean, and this is just kind of a me thing, but I have like less than 5% of my wealth in my bank account in the US dollar, which is like the highest appreciating asset of all time, right? Or I would say fiat currency in general, not just the US dollar. But most of my wealth is in Bitcoin. It's in real estate. It's in investments. So I'm not going to put everything into USDT. I'll keep some in Bitcoin. I'll keep some in Ethereum. But yeah, I will go to stables for sure. But it's the same thing. I'm not putting 100% of my net worth into stables. I'm diversifying.
Yeah.
I'm going to put some into Bitcoin, some in real estate. I think, to be honest with you, a large percentage of the wealth I create this bull run is going into real estate. I have a little bit in real estate, but that's something I really want to get more into. Real estate and cryptocurrency are like, that's my two top investments, but I'll still have some in the stock market. I'll still have some in gold, right? I'll diversify as much as I can. But yeah, I think the key there is also diversifying, but it's definitely smart. At some point, you got to take profit. You got to move some of that risk into other assets.
Dude, that is a great answer. I'd never heard the term laddering out, and so for those that are listening, I really hope that you kind of heard that, because the other thing that he mentioned was round tripping, right? Where if you're going to try to go ahead and just completely full G'd it out, there's a chance that you're going to end up going lower than you got in. So,
well, and to kind of, I guess, put the ball into your court or your world with real estate, it'd be like owning a large real estate portfolio of, let's say, 100 homes and rental properties, right? If you're anticipating a recession, you're not necessarily going to full stack sell 100 properties in 1 month, right? You're going to de-risk, sell some properties maybe, but it's the same thing with cryptocurrency. You don't want to try to predict the exact top and sell everything at once, because more likely than not, like vastly more likely than not, you're just going to completely miss the top until it's too late. And so having that preset plan of like, hey, this influencer, this guy is like, hey, he thinks it's going to top at 85K. Maybe he's on much more of the conservative side. But then there's another guy who's kind of a moon boy, who's like Michael Saylor, who thinks it's going to 500K this cycle. They could both be right. Both of them have different theses and opinions. And it's smart to respect the entire spectrum of that and scale out accordingly along the way up, rather than be like, oh, I trust Michael Saylor, it's going to 500K, when there's 90% of the other market who disagrees with you, and you're going to be bag holding till next cycle. So,
and you can also look at the macro events that are happening in the market. Like the Bitcoin dominance chart is a really important one, but it doesn't tell you an exact date of when to do something. Like it hit its peak last cycle, and I'm gonna just compare it to Doge because that's a really good way to look at memes. It hit its peak January 3rd of 2021, and it hit its bottom on 12/13 of 2021. It's almost a whole year of this dominance chart going from up to down. Sorry, from top and going down. But Doge hit its peak in May of 2021. So if you just followed the Bitcoin dominance exactly, and you said, hey, it's here as the top, I'm going to buy everything, and then I'm going to sell when it hits its bottom, you would have lost out an incredible amount of profits. But if you use that as sort of like a scaling system to help you ladder out, and you could plug in other types of data points into that and use that to ladder out, you'll be able to lock in a lot more profit. Is it perfect? No, but I doubt that you're going to be that guy that full clips your entire portfolio at exactly the peak top of every coin that you're in. But you could be the person who scales out over that period of time where you see these peaks are going to happen and still make an incredible amount of money. But if you're the person scaling out or full clipping this week or next week, there's nothing great that's happening in terms of a seller's market for now. There's a buying opportunity. And same thing, you could buy right now and it doesn't have to be exactly the right price, and you're still going to get a great deal on a ton of coins. And then on the flip side, next year during that period, after the Bitcoin dominance has been reached, you could start selling once it starts to move up. And you're not going to be perfect, but if you combine those two, you're going to make way more money than if you didn't use those macro factors, I think, for the laddering out and also for scaling in.
Yeah, and I think it's important too to stress the fact that you don't always have to hit a home run, right? Base hits are great, doubles are great, triples are great. Every once in a while, you're gonna get in something super low, and you're gonna do great on it. But at the same point, I think it's important to acknowledge that wins are wins, and as long as you continue to stack wins, your war chest is going to continue to grow. It's when you just constantly look to hit a home run that your opportunity to take L's probably goes up drastically. And so there is a little bit of a, kind of a risk management piece of it, as to say, look, don't be greedy. I was at a CEO tech conference, and the CEO of this company called Big Commerce was up there, and he said, when does an entrepreneur take money off the table? And he said, when there's money on the table. And that's something that's always kind of held true with me, is that when do we take money off the table? When we've made money, right? At least we get to live to fight another day.
Always take enough so you can keep in the battle. That's the biggest thing, because sometimes you don't win on plays 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, etc. If you can get to 9 and 10, you might have 100x in crypto. But speaking about singles and home runs, let's go for the number 4256 and 160. These are Pete Rose's hits to home runs numbers. And if anybody can relate to a baseball player, it would be our favorite gambling baseball player, Pete Rose. I think the crypto market can relate to him specifically in the way that they like to play around with meme coins. But he won a lot. You have a lot more hits than you have home runs. And even if you don't get everything to be a home run, if you line up all those hits and you consistently perform, and it doesn't have to get out of the ballpark, you can make an incredible amount of money. But if you're trying to hit home runs, a lot of times you're not going to really get anything.
Yeah, and I think that's the importance about, kind of stressing that. Yeah. No, guys, we covered a lot today. And somebody's talking about wish I didn't bet on. Oh, Pete Rose said, I wish I didn't bet on. Oh yeah, Pete Rose said, "I wish I didn't bet on baseball."
The ticker is
Well,
Pete Rose. I was trying to drop that
yeah,
casually, but
hey, somebody throw up a pump fund Pete Rose real quick, and let's see if we can hit a home run on this. Everybody jump in.
I'm still betting on Shoeless Joe Jackson. I'm waiting for that to hit Radium. See what happens.
Awesome.
No, I think it's been an absolutely amazing show. Covered a lot of topics. We obviously solved the problem of the debate and answered all the questions that were left unanswered by ABC's lackluster broadcast, where they did not have Jumping Planets. That would have upped their broadcast level by at least 100 million people. But, they did what they could.
Awesome. Guys, do we have any other questions out there in the Twitterverse? Otherwise, man, I'd say let's go ahead and pull it out. Buck, Zeely, you guys got any questions? No. They're like, oh my gosh, what the hell did we get ourselves into?
I'm still learning a lot of jargon here. I'm just here for the music, but you will be. I will be chiming in more once I break these terms down.
Well, if you have any questions on the terms, let us know. Most of them are politically correct.
Oh, I'll give you my feedback, Manny. Don't worry.
I hear feedback in your feedback, so I appreciate that feedback.
Dope.
All right. Well, I guess it's the music part.
Yeah, I guess let's do this damn thing.
You guys want to give a thank you?
Yeah. First and foremost, guys, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. This was our third The Crypto Takeover show. If you've been along with us since the first one, we call that the beta of the beta. It was, a lot of technical difficulties. Tuned into the second one, and it was a little bit less technical difficulties until we tried to get, Storm's screen up on there, and then all of a sudden everybody's looking at me with a slight panic. And then
this week was Manny's mic.
Yeah, today it was Manny's mic. The more and more I think, like, I'm sitting here and I got good friends Zeely and Buck, and we're friends in real life. And then I'm thinking, Storm is the dude is crushing it. And then I'm like, my co-host's a fucking cartoon. And I'm like, where in the world did life just like take a fucking turn where it's like me and fucking Ren from Ren and Stimpy? Like, just like, this is crazy. Like, at some point, I don't even know what this guy looks like, by the way. We're getting ready to sign our first deal, I'm sure. We're getting all these listeners that everybody's tuning in, and then they're going to be like, all right, well, we got to
clean up aisle 7. Clean up aisle 7.
We're going to have to go sign the papers for something, I'm sure, at some point. And I'm going to be at the restaurant. And I'm like, I don't even know what my business partner fucking looks like.
Can you imagine? I walk in and this is exactly how I look like.
Yeah.
So you came through dripping?
It's like
I've always got that drip. Let me tell you.
Yeah. It's like, man, I'm hoping you have like a Bloodboy like arm tat or something, so that way there I'd know who you are. I walk up and there's like a bag of like AB positive on the fucking table or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Like,
everybody would be white as a sheet. Speaking of white sheets, that's a sensitive topic for me and my family. So let's keep that out of this conversation. But I do have to say that even though these were the beta shows, I feel like we did drop a lot of alpha and learned a lot as well. It's really great, these conversations, hopefully for the listeners, both unpaid and paid listeners. No, we're not pumping our numbers. No, I'm just kidding. But also for us, we got to have great conversations.
Yeah, and obviously what's to come, right? So, we're starting to feel like we're getting this dialed in more, and then all of a sudden we're going to start bringing in guests, and it's going to be everything from people in the crypto world to comedians, people in the music world. I'm excited to see where this goes, because already Blood feels like he's a comedian based on his little did we know we have freaking I don't know, I'm trying to think who you'd probably be.
Definitely not a stand-up comedian.
Yeah, definitely not. But you're killing it. Yeah, I'll keep thinking about which comedian you are, but yeah, we'll figure that out.
I think we'll have a lot of fun guests in the future, and it's coming together. I feel like besides my technical issues today, overall, I'd give it almost a perfect grade on everything.
Storm, you're next.
Yeah. Yeah, what if we find out that Blood is actually Louis C.K.?
Oh,
So you guys want to come up to my hotel room? Awesome. Buck,
Oh man,
let's
on
do
that,
the damn thing.
let's
All
throw
right,
it
guys.
over to Jumping Planets.
Appreciate you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah.
I said I'm bad. I made it.
Yeah.
And it feels so good. Why you so mad? Frustrated. And the money coming in. I'm in my bag. I made it. Yeah. And it feels so good. Why you so mad? Frustrated.
We in a blood bag.
I don't even know if Z knows I remixed this song. Some Black and Lack coming at you
Yeah. Oh, we changed our name.
with some Buckalicious.
Bag, that's LV. Running with the jewels, no mic, no LP. Run it. Pull up with a stick, that's L3. Ice Cube veins, climate change can't melt me. Michelle Obama arm, squeeze a bag like a python. Smoke big gas, turn more than your lights. Fight in the street in Bison. Dirty little dude, turn your girl to a Dyson. I said I'm bad. I made it. And it feels so good. Why you so mad? Frustrated. And the money coming in. I'm in my bag. I made it. Yeah. And it feels so good. Why you so mad? Frustrated.
Yeah. Put the blood in the bag, yo. Put the blood in the bag, yo. In the bag, yo. In the bag, yo. Yup, we got him. Buck Rodgers, power bottom. Pull it up, shot him. How we do it, yo, we rock 'em. Put it in the bag, yo, always with the bag, bro. Jumping planets in the place, yeah, lassos out. Texas in effect when we wreck, mix the track up one more time, I detect, yeah, I do it, it's direct. Just like landlines, I connect. Might take it back like this, like that, with the rap penny patting on facts. JP in the place, yeah, we running back on, just like we in that fail. If they can't tell, hey, we gon' keep it hot, homie, we gon' give them hell. Someone ring the bell, we just broke right out of jail. All the bars that we got, we ain't moving like a snail. You can tell, you can sell it. When we in the video, you know we make them yell it. And I got the flow right now, we embellish. Anytime I hold it down, they repeat it like a parrot. Apparently got the flex. Buck Rodgers, JP on your neck. Where you at? Where you at, huh? Yeah. I do it well, set it on fire, but my neighbor's not Adele. If you know I keep it burning and I'm stepping on the shells. Shout out Obama flex like I was Michelle. No drama, yeah, you know we can't tell. If we get the top, then you know they might sell. I ain't even gotta go up, I go down. So sick on the flow, yeah, we do it profound. My God, really in effect, so I really do my job. I'm like, oh yeah. Freestyle flow, yeah, I got it, my dude. Moving the place and we might just break it. Told y'all dudes that we could never fake it. We gon' beam it up and take off in a spaceship. JP, baby, yeah, you see it, yeah, we take this. Yeah. Set it on fire. Set it up. Set it up, Set it up, It's the crypto takeover, like, yeah. Takeover. You about to break dance like the girl from Australia? What you doing in here, though? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, my boy might bunny hop, kangaroo hop. Yeah, we all up in the spot. And we doing it a lot. Try to read it like a plot. Break down, take down, baby, it's a shakedown. We up on your neck, we gon' show them earthquakes now. I just came from LA, but also be the hood. But I'm still doing good, getting money like I should. With my homie, we don't ever fake it, we ain't phony. And we really chop it up and put it on bread like bologna. In the mirror with the mayo, okay, it's like volcano. Might turn my eye red like my name Kano. Where the love at, where the blood at. Southside, baby, now where the thugs at. Let me get the rub back. When I'm in the zone, I be killing it up a blood there. Yeah, on the TC, when they see me, SP, got the remedy, can't beat me, believe me, we be going like DJ, CPA, money all day, no relaxing, backpacking, just rapping, making it happen while you asking. I'm living life and they lasting, and we do it, we ain't fasting, I eat it all up on the plate, okay, don't hesitate, okay, they can't relate, let it correlate, we up in the zone, the flow, corroborators like, ooh, yeah. Hey, you. What's that sound? Yeah. Hey, you. What's that sound? Hey, you. What's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Going down like it's gravity. We gon' shift your reality. JP. Rodgers, Tilly, what up? Takeover, what up? Yeah. We coming for them capital gains. If you didn't know, it's a casual game, but we still in the place, natural with the flame, they know what's up, we are lasting for the fame, coming up the brain, they know what's up, bro, we be going hard, and no, I don't suppose that I might write like Edgar Allan Poe, I'm a poet to some, I'm a genius to most, and I go, West Coast, South Side, show them how we ride, do it like, yeah, always on the flex, when they know we in the place, that they say, my God, and that's true. What they wanna do is study like voodoo. Oh yeah. Running through. Come on. Yeah, let me catch that. Let me rep that. Take it right back with the new cap. They know what's up, how we do that. Yeah, JP when we move that. What's up, how you move that? I just had me an Adderall, so I cannot act natural. Real talk. Grand Hill Talk, MVP. Yo, they know who we be, and the name JP. That's jumping planets out the solar system. When we rock like this, we be killing it with the wisdom of you ain't in the orbit, forfeit. This is how we do it one time on the mic from the court. Shit, I'ma take it up, you gon' take it down. It's the sound how we do it every time we run around. Metamorphosis, do a poetry. Yeah, they know it's me and who we just holding these mics, these rhymes, this, that. It's me and Buck. We had to kill the rap. We breaking it up. We in lines like Kid Cash. We breaking the line up. We taking it to the bag like freestyle be ferocious. I'm too sick. You might need a dosage. We might try to melt it like postage. Y'all boys soft. Y'all cakes. You just hostess. If you didn't know, y'all might date a hostess. She talk like that. She the mostest. Let's go. It's the Crypto Takeover after show. Jumping planets like whoa. DJ Buck Rodgers, come on. He a nasty boy, come on. Man. You can feel it, baby.
I've been waiting for this moment for all my life. Can you feel it?
I was ready for the drum break. I'ma still go off, I ain't a dumb fake. Now I keep it genuine, like the article. When I grab it, I break it down to antiparticles. Yeah, it's on some science. Deadly alliance, you know the mic is my defiance. Just to rip it up, just to trip it up. Make them give it up when I lift it up. Yo, it's not enough. Who it be on? Never basic when they face me on the scene. It's me and me, it's me. Oh my, we came up in the bitch and we want a piece of pie like slice it, dice it, ice it. Go ahead and try to beat the code to buy it. Bison, I just move. We ever surviving? We up in the place and you just arriving like I can feel it in the air, I can feel it in the kick, I can feel it in the snare, I can feel it in the brand new J's that I wear. I can feel Buck Rodgers, he don't really have hair, but it's all good, he my boy. He gon' get some hair one day, he annoyed, but when he do, it's gon' be fresh. You gon' get an afro and flex, yeah. Come on. Hold on, huh? Yeah. Prepare for takeoff. Yeah. Crypto can't go for that. Can't go for it. Can't go for it. I can't go for it. I can't go for it. Yeah. Can't go for that. Yeah, I can't go for that, I go for this. I move through the jungle, I crawl right through the mist. It's a real life flow, my fingers turn to fists when I grip this mic. Okay, it's the abyss that they sinking in the ocean. Got them blinking in the notion is I bring it in. It's me and Buck and Z, that's who I be. I got my boy P next to me, not Master P. But casually, we pop trunk and we sell it. I tell all these haters for real that they getting jealous. I'm rocking here with my fellas, Rihanna with no umbrella, but we still hold it down. We burn it like Citronella, see-through rappers like Shoe, a Cinderella. Who is he? Well, yes, it's me. No fairy tale rapper. I take it back, I get dapper, and I be moving with laughter. I mow it down like a tractor. I go back to back, rap to rap. It's black on black, it's facts on facts. You might get jacked. I have to attack, massive attack on that. A classic rap, I take it and it still throwback. Every time I rap, they say I sound old school. I just tell them, nah, my dude, I'm just go to 24 karat, but no Bruno. Y'all know what's up. I flex, I go sumo. Kick these people like judo. Who is the MC? Well, you know Zip Lee is his name. Okay, kudos. We might step into place and go to Pluto, cause we is not from here. We from another planet. Jumping P, that's me and my G. B-U-C to the K. I done spelled your name about 30 times all day. And I'm still gonna spell it. I'ma stand at the Grand Canyon and I'm gonna yell it from my cerebellum. When I grab the mic, move it like gelatin. They know that we fly. We ain't chillin' with the pelicans. We with the eagles. We up high. We go too damn fly for y'all to recognize. You better get a telescope. They try to say I'm hella dope, and if they say that I won't bust it, then I tell them hella no, I do. Yes, get me boom. I might kill tracks. I make them go boom. That's onomatopoeia. You're on the sound. That's me and Buck. Yeah, kill them with the round. We too deep. The haters might drown, and it's too strong. The rap is profound. I spin this shit like merry-go-round, y'all. Like the Titanic, y'all about to go down. Ain't it funky? Ain't it funky?
Come on.
Ain't it funky? Yeah. Ain't it funky?
Ain't it funky, funky. Back up. Ain't it funky.
You just drum with your chin? Sweet chin music. Shout out King.
What do you think? Should we keep going?
I gotta pee. I'm a grower, not a shower. Cut down the beat just like a lawnmower. Tried to tell y'all it was game over. I'm just chilling, but I'm not sober. I might be gone off the shrooms, off the trip. I might be gone on the shit, off the ship. I'm back on my ship and I travel away. Okay, I might jump planets, yeah, I do it for days. They call it JP crazy, baby. Lately tried to shade me, hate me. They could never break me. Wait, these MCs jump weights just like we do. Down in Central Texas where we move. Move out to LA, but I'm back in the South. And when the way I'm killing it, they say I'm fresh out the house. I got my kicks, snowshoes, and my jacket's strapped. When I'm running through the place, I'm killing it with the facts like might be an encyclopedia. Britannica, goddamn, be handle them. I got my mandible open to see the words that be flowing. We gone, we got it, and we digging deeper than the ocean. They know it's on. I just might kill tracks, ill rap, big cat, brick raps, build the house. I might peel them out, we might steal it now. Come on, got the show on tap. Got the flow on that rap, and we going it back. I'm like, we cannot be defeated. We good. Terminator 2 in this hoe. I might come through. I might terminate you like slow. I mean, bro, you don't want to get evacuated, dilapidated, collapse the microphone, and then get saturated by this. The flow might wet you. Might just have to come through your girl and pet you. Might just be the dude that would disrespect you. But I'm not. I'm from Texas, and I'm here to neglect all these haters. Bring it back. Yes, it's me. They call me Zaleezy. At least spell it for me. And my boy Buck Rodgers together. We JP. Ain't the shit crazy? We hotter than Hades. Come on. Yeah, it's the crypto takeover after party. I gotta pee for real. Yeah. My man, thank you. It's a takeover.
Appreciate y'all. We out.
Run that shit up to the top, yeah, we run the block. Crypto takeover, got it locked, cook and whip the block. Run that shit up to the top, yeah, we run the block. Crypto takeover, got it locked. Had to step the guap, run it up cause I'm bearish with it. 10x on, I'm ain't scared, I get it. Decentralized, let me emphasize how I'm stacking the coin as an enterprise. Got hustle the block, I got the codes and the keys to the lock. It's a takeover, we hit for the guap, and you know we keep holding till we hit the top. Run that shit up to the top, yeah, we run the block. Crypto takeover, got it locked, cook and whip the block. Run that shit up to the top, yeah, we run the block. Crypto takeover, got it locked, had to step the guap.